So, a song that keeps coming to mind for me the last several days is Billy Joel, Vienna. Slow down, you're doing fine. Slow down, you're doing fine. I'm not a singer. I have family members who are. That's what they should be doing. But it was just like a little bit of a reminder because there's been so many pivots. There's been a lot of transitions in my life. There's been also very triggering weeks, weeks that have really brought to light some relapses mentally that I'm still dealing with. But then it's also really pushed and accelerated my healing. I discuss my healing a lot. I am always on here discussing, hey, this week was great, last week wasn't. I was triggered this way, mental health is real, and I'm constantly in that space with you. I'm constantly in the space to be vulnerable and let you know, what is going on up here because more people need to talk about it. Mental awareness needs to be talked about. Being a survivor needs to be discussed. And I don't know, just this Billy Joel song keeps on repeat in my head this week of slow down, you're doing fine. To remind me that I am doing fine. So I'm going to let you know you're doing fine. I think there's a lot of times that we sometimes feel like we get stuck between a rock and a hard place when there's so many different transitions and movements happening. We almost feel like we mentally are drained, but then we're also mentally in this space of excitement. It's just this constant push and pull of yes, things are changing. Yes, things are pivoting. Yes, transformations are really coming to full fruition and I'm manifesting everything I want in my life. But then there's the other side and it is a different side. And I want to say it's like a healing depression because it's okay, all these things are happening, right? But they're happening so fast. Did I take enough time? Did I do the homework? Am I still on that healing journey? Am I awakening in that healing journey? And then it's just in this other space. And sometimes in the last couple of weeks, I truly have felt like I'm in a rut. My motivation has been low. I'm not as busybody as I have been. But then I realized something that was an aha moment. You see, for years, the way I handled my trauma was with not handling it at all. So my motivation to not handling my trauma and my PTSD was being a busybody, doing different jobs, taking on mini jobs, side hustles, social events, charity events, community events, constant go, 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 because the more I was busy, the better chances of me not putting myself in a mental state of retracting and feeling triggered or even considering healing my trauma. So I was constantly moving. Constantly. And now I'm in a space where moving, it's just not my thing anymore. And so it feels like a lack of motivation because I'm in a space, I'm just wow, actually, enjoy this quiet time in my house. That's kind of cool. I actually enjoy making myself dinner and eating home alone and watching my favorite sitcom and just being in my space. I even had this moment this past week where I got new twinkle lights for my living room as an early birthday gift for me because I always just wanted twinkle lights. Everyone has twinkle lights in their bedroom and I had twinkle lights in my kitchen. I have twinkle lights on my back porch. I was my other favorite space outside my bedroom is the living room. So I got twinkle lights. So if you thought my house was girly before twinkle lights, it's even more girly now with a 66-foot string of twinkle lights that circle my entire living room. It's fantastic. And I actually really enjoyed them. I sat there the other night with a glass of wine. And I was wow, I'm just going to enjoy my twinkle lights. Just the peace and quiet, no TV, no music. I'm just going to be in awe. Old me never would have considered that. Old me would be oh, I need to be out. Yeah, if I'm going to be home alone, if I know my daughter is not here with me tonight, I need to be out. I need to be sitting at a bar. I need to be having a beer. I need to be asking friends what they're doing. I need to be out. Whereas the transformed me, the healed me, yes, the healed me, it's oh no, I'm going to enjoy this glass of wine on my couch in my home without the noise, without distraction, and I'm just going to enjoy what I have. dealing with trauma response is also a way of where you put your mind to be distracted all the time because you don't want to heal. You don't want to think about it. And it takes time. I speak on this so frequently, how it's taken time for me to get where I am presently. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in 6 months. It didn't even happen last week. It's taken years. And yes, the start of my healing was getting pregnant. 100%. I say that time and time again. My daughter is the gate opener, the gatekeeper to opening myself up to my healing and becoming a better person for her. She deserves that. She's my kid. I'm her mom. She deserves better. So I'm being better. And it started small. My baby step was therapy once a week. And when I would leave therapy, I would close the door on my shit and keep going. I did that for a while. And then as therapy started to feel like it was working, I was like, oh, what can I ask in therapy that's going to help me for my next session? So every session at the end, I would ask my doctor, all right, doctor, what can I do this week to help my healing? What practices can I take? What exercises can I do? And sometimes it was as elaborate and fun as you need to take your daughter to Disney. Disney is one of your favorite places. Go spend the day at Disney. It always fills your cup. And sometimes it was sit outside with your feelings, journal, get to know yourself, get to know your emotions, get to know your emotions. I've spoken on here several times about how in my past I was reckless, I was emotionless, I was numb to emotion, and those are all true because my trauma was my control. My trauma is what controlled me. And so the more I kept that identity of my trauma and how others took advantage of me, abused me, sexually raped me, I would go through those traumas in my mind and then they would keep that wall up for me. I keep that wall up. No one can touch me. I can be touched, but no one can actually touch my soul. And so I played characters. Like I said, I played so many different characters in my 20s. I played the character of a girlfriend and like water. You know how water forms to whatever it's poured into. A cup, a glass, a bowl. Water forms in the rivers and the lakes. It's constantly moving and constantly shifting and changing, right? That was the same aspect I had in my 20s. Is I was water. I would figure out what my boyfriend needed, what he wanted emotionally, intellectually, sexually, and become that. Was it always true to me and my identity? Absolutely not. I also did the same thing in work. What do they need? What were their expectations? How could I perform at a highest level? I also did that with photographers. What do they need? What do they need? What do they need from me? How can I get more money out of it? Yeah, because you do get that mindset. How can you get more money out of it? How could I roll in cash? It happens. But all those little transformations, all those little times I was water and I would be what that water needed to be in the situation I was in, and how many pivots a day I would play different versions of water, it was never true to myself. Had that block, had that wall, played those characters, played them well. It was an acting challenge. And so, being at my lowest of lows, which most of you know, my lowest of lows was being hospitalized on December 1st of 2015, to then exactly almost a year later, by like a few days, year later, my daughter was born on November 29th of 2016. Whoa. You talk about the universe and divine timing changing things up for you. That was my change. That was my change up. I still have a lot of life lessons to learn, though. Still do to this day. I can talk about every toxic relationship I've been in since. I can talk about every heartbreak. I can talk about every time I've run scared from relationships. I can talk about every time I neglected relationships. I can talk about every time I didn't give it my all because I gave up on myself. So if I gave up on myself, I'm not going to give it all in a relationship either. I can talk about all the other times that I was the toxic one too. From that point forward, because I was. I used to make this joke, which then I learned is a negative comment. I used to make a joke, I'm not good at anything, but at least I know I'm good at one thing, and that's being a mom. That's such a negative comment. I'm telling people I'm not good at anything, but being a mom, I'm not good at love, I'm not good with relationships, I'm not good in friendships, I'm not good in work environments. I'm literally telling people I'm not good at life, but being a mom. Being a mom is great, yeah. Am I great at it? I think I am. But it's also a negative comment because I'm putting an identity on myself that is just literally a sliver of who I am. I had to rethink myself again. I had to get to that space where I was like, I'm more than just a mom. I'm a survivor. I am a survivor. Hell yeah. I'm breaking the fucking stigma. Hell yeah. You want to judge me because I've worked so many jobs? So be it. You want to judge me because I've pivoted so many different times? So be it. You want to judge me because I've started to find my value in myself and I no longer have the capacity or put myself in an environment that I'm taking in any more negativity? So be it. You want to judge me? So be it. Because guess what? I don't give a fuck anymore and it's taking me so fucking long to get here. Because I've been a people pleaser my whole life. That's how I got into several of my sexual encounters, is because I am a people pleaser. I read people, I read what they want, I read how they want me, and I play. I play those characters. But is that really me? No. It's not me at all. I'm playing characters. Playing characters. And the more I get to know me, the more I am setting boundaries, the more I'm not allowing people to have access to my personal life, the more I'm understanding me, the more I'm understanding my healing, the more I'm understanding where my purpose is, the more I'm understanding my own voice. But it didn't happen overnight. It's taken a long-ass journey to get here. The healing journey, a spiritual awakening, a feeling of working on my third eye chakra, of working on my throat chakra, of working on my crown chakra, of working on my heart chakra. And the list can continue. I'm working on so many chakras right now to be balanced. Because I've never been balanced before. Hell, I recently learned, and this was a aha moment, that I have never experienced unconditional love. I may have been in love a handful of times, and there may be exes that watch my video right now and be like, I loved you unconditionally, but I didn't know it because I didn't experience it. You may have loved me greatly, but if I was in the space, if I was in the space where I was not able to receive love, how do you believe I'm going to be capable to recognize that you were giving me unconditional love? I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to know that. Until recently. Until I was called out on my bullshit. Yeah. It only takes one person in your life to really stand up for you and be in your corner. It only takes one person in your life to stand up for you and be in your corner. Let me repeat that. It only takes one person in your life to stand up and be in your corner. Now, am I lucky and I have a few amazing people that stand in my corner? Yes. And they all know they have different roles in my life to stand in my corner. And one of the people that stand in my corner literally calls me out on my bullshit. Calls me out every time I try to run away. Calls me out every time I completely isolate and hermit. And I need that. But I also is recognizing that those people who are in my corner, that's an unconditional love. That is a judgment-free zone of unconditional love. And I'm at a space now in my life where I'm starting to receive it and understand it. And protect it, and nurture it, care for it, And it's taken me a long time to get there. Oh my God, this healing journey has been intense. Every time I look in my mirror, I see a new version of myself. Every time I look in the mirror, I see a new version of myself. Every time. 2 years ago when I looked in the mirror, I said to myself I was fat. I would look in the mirror, like, damn, I'm fat. I didn't lose the baby weight yet. Oh, look at my face. Oh my God, look at my hair. Oh my God, just look at, and I would like poke at me so hard with so much criticism to myself in the mirror. No wonder I couldn't love myself, because every time I looked in the mirror, I would see my flaws. Whereas now when I look in the mirror, I got a great ass. First and foremost, I love my butt. Yeah, I think it's great. My skin. I'm about to be 32, and I love my skin. I take good care of my skin. I'm proud of it. Not just my face, but all of my skin. Like, I take really good care of my skin, and I'm very proud of that. My hair. My hair has never been so naturally curly in years. I mean, this is natural. Those little waves, those little curls, all natural. And I still have some ways to go and some hair therapy and whatnot. And it's coming together, but like, I love my hair. Wearing glasses is not I'm laughing because I used to say this to myself when I wear glasses. It's not a weakness. I've always had really good eyes. So when I turned 30 and I needed glasses, and honestly, I needed a new prescription right now. These glasses are starting to fade and I need a stronger prescription. But when I got my glasses, I hated wearing them because I felt weak. My identity was changing and I didn't know how to handle it. But now I look at my glasses and I see my daughter with her glasses. And I'm like, we are just the cutest. I love us. But I'm at a space now where I can love myself. And it didn't happen overnight. It took a lot of heavy life lessons. It's taken a lot of different pivots. It's taken a lot of different jobs. It's taken on so much. Life lessons, mistakes, burning bridges, voices. Then you get to a space where that can no longer be part of you. And that's like one of the lessons I'm still learning, because the last couple episodes I've done, I've spoken deeply on how the whispers are truly affecting me mentally, because they were. Holy fuck, was the whispers and the bullying and the hearsay fucking with me. It was. I got so low to the fucking ground. I was looking myself in the mirror for a brief moment and saying, I don't know how the fuck I got here. I guess I'm just one fucking toxic individual, and that's what everyone's gonna fucking see of me. I was putting myself down. I put myself down so hard with the demons inside my mind. I was in a black fucking hole for a hot minute. But then there was just one person who genuinely just didn't give up on me. I said, I see you. I see your struggle. I see your strength. I see your courage. Get up. The people here are not going to bring you down. You've been through worse. And they're right. I have been. Hell, back in 2013, I was getting Facebook messages from individuals who supposedly I burnt a very heavy bridge with. And I say supposedly because I don't remember the stories and the details very well, but I can guarantee you I definitely had a part in it, okay? I know I pissed off somebody because I broke up with somebody and I broke someone's heart. Anyways, the whole community behind this person got behind them, and I was getting death threats in 2013. I was getting threats of, hey, you should really take your car and drive it into a tree. Yeah. You should really think about taking your life because you're not worthy. You're nothing. And I got through that. It wasn't easy. I was in a really dark space then too. And at the time, do you know how I healed myself in the time where I was being told to go kill myself? I used sex. That stemmed from my sex addiction. That's how I was healing myself then. Whereas now, almost 32, when I'm being told that I'm just some really awful whispers, some extensions of the truth that aren't true, and some extensions of the truth where they only want to hear what they want to hear, and so be it. And that's what I get to, is like, so be it. Because now I'm not using sex as my cane. I'm using the peace of my home as my sanctuary, as my oasis. I'm using the time with myself as a time to heal. I'm using the time for myself to listen to my divine, to the universe, to God. I am taking time to pray. I'm taking time to pray. I've completely cut the cord of my addictions and using tools that are going to actually benefit me in the long run, mentally and physically and emotionally. One of which, believe it or not, guys, is God. I don't care if God is Buddha, if God is God, if God is the divine, if God is Mother Nature. We all have our God, and they are amazing. I'm using God in everything I do now. My divine. 5 years ago, the person I was when I was 26, would be so proud of the 32-year-old I'm becoming now. 100%. I'm here standing with you, talking to you, being vulnerable with you, getting my voice, really diving into my purpose. So you can try to shoot me down as much as you want. But I'm going to keep going. Because I'm a unicorn. And you can be too. I'm going to keep going. You don't want to be around me? That's fine. You don't want to go visit friends because I'm in the same space as your friends, because there is an outlook on me that you see that isn't true, but that's the version you want of me, so be it. So be it. You're not hurting me. You're hurting the other people around you that want to see you and spend time with you, but because you're stuck in that version of who I used to be instead of who I am presently, that's okay. I can't fix that. I'm at a space now where I'm learning I can't fix your opinion on me. It's your opinion. I can't fix the whispers. I can't fix the bullies. I can't keep speaking loudly about it and having such a voice about it, because nothing's going to help that. They're always going to be there. There's always going to be people who are going to bring you down. There's always going to be people that say, hey, you can't walk in my space again. There's always going to be people who are going to see the old version of you and never want to see the new version of you. And that's okay, because that means, honestly, that they're not even taking the steps in their own life to evolve and change. So they rather see you and who you used to be, the crummy individual you used to be, instead of the great person you are now. And now I get it. I fucking get it, because, God, the struggle for addicts who come out of that, who go to AA, who are open about their addiction, who change their life. The struggle they go through for people to see who they're becoming than who they were, god damn. No wonder why the relapse is so fucking high. No wonder why relapse is so fucking high. Because you always got noise, you always got people, you always got voices telling you you aren't enough. Telling you that this is it. That you are just going to be that crummy little individual the rest of your fucking life. No, fuck you. No wonder why there's relapse in life, guys. Mentally, physically, with addictions. Is because those noises, those voices, the people that just do this, if we don't mentally put our walls up, put our mirrors up, continue to focus on our chakras, continue to focus on our mental health, continue down the right path that is helping us heal, evolve, change, and be in this beautiful spiritual awakening, if we don't continue to align with ourselves and literally block out everything in our life that is coming to attack us, it will eventually attack us. And if we allow it, that's called a fucking relapse. It's called a fucking relapse. My heart goes out to every addict that watches this. I get it. It is hard. It is hard to come from a dark place into the light, but you can fucking do it. And it doesn't happen overnight. Now, you can 100% believe this. The person you were last week may not be the same person you are this week because change and involvement happens daily. I totally, with all of my heart, believe that. The person you were last week are not who you are this week. And I mean that because I just described to you how every time I look myself in the mirror now, I see something different in me. In such a beautiful way. I used to see myself as a villain. I used to point and pick and poke at negativity of my body changes, of zits, of like completely tear myself down to the fucking core when I looked myself in the mirror. I remember there was a season years and years ago I looked myself in the mirror and I literally would say to myself, I'm just a sex icon. That's all I'm at. That's it. I'm just a fucking sex icon. That's fine. That's that. No, sweet girl. You're more than that. I look at myself in the mirror now, and I start every day with this. I do not chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. I am enough. I am worthy. I am brave. I accept love, and I will be love. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am a warrior. I am a survivor who's breaking the stigma. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for all the other women out there who, anytime they come into a space and they say, hey, I'm a survivor, there's at least one person in that room that says, oh, you can't use yourself as a victim, using this victim card as success. You know that. Like, you're not going to be able to do that your whole life. There's always an individual. I am so proud of myself. I don't need you to tell me that I'm proud of myself. I have worked on myself. I have worked on my healing. I have worked on me for so fucking long. And I will continue to do so. Because that's the big thing. Healing, change, evolvement doesn't just happen and then you're at the light. No. You need to constantly be working on yourself. Pivoting, transforming. And the more you do, the more proud you are of yourself, the more light you have within you, the more love you have for yourself. The more you're like, yeah, this is me. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm going to pat myself on the back. Fuck yeah, this is me. I got this. But how you handle your bullies is important. And I definitely went through a season recently where my bullies and the whispers I was hearing and just the hurt, God, it felt like several fucking knives in my back, got to me deeply, affected me so much. I had to remember how far I had come. And that no matter what, there's going to be people who don't like you. And you can't change that. There are going to be people in your life that don't like you. And you have no power over that. You can't change that. They have a version of you, and that is that. But how you present yourself, how you handle yourself with grace, how you live your best life is most important. Saying fuck it truly means fuck it. Live your best life. Recently, I had some third parties involved in my life that were also pushing me to make different decisions with my life. And those decisions may be good for them, they weren't really good for me. But because I have such a wonderful bond with these individuals, I was truly in a space where I was like, okay, like I really need to take into account their feelings, their emotions. Like I really need to. But what I learned in that time is it actually wasn't helping me at all. Because though I was helping them and being approved by them, I wasn't actually helping myself, having my own personal approval. What makes me happy? Okay? What makes me feel safe and comfortable? You know, what makes me me? I can't always make decisions for me that is also going to please everybody else. That's not how it works in life at all. So I needed to take that step back and be like, okay, yes, do I appreciate my third party's opinion? Yes. Should I take it with a grain of salt in this particular situation? Yes. I have to be happy for me first. And for the first fucking time in my life, I am proud to say that I fucking am. I am pivoting and moving into my purpose every day. And even on weeks where I feel like I'm not doing enough, I am still doing enough. Because I am constantly working on my healing. I'm constantly working on myself. So yes, I've had some slum days. Yes, I've had days where I have had no motivation, but I'm learning those types of motivations is because I'm releasing so much past trauma of my life. I'm not using my trauma as motivation anymore to be a busybody. And that's a change. And I have to accept that and love that. Hence the Billy Joel song, Slow Down, You're Doing Fine. I needed that reminder. I needed that song to be on repeat on my head for the last several days. That slow down. You're doing fine. Everything will come in grace and time and divine timing the way God has planned for your life to be. And why you slow down? To recognize how fine you're doing. Really take that time for you. Use that self-care. Take the long bath. Pour that glass of wine and sit in your living room. Call the old friend that you haven't talked to in years and say, hey, I was thinking about you. Watch your favorite show. Right now, I'm huge into Yellowstone. I'm on season 3, episode 4. I'm keeping track. I love Yellowstone right now. Do things for you. Is that journaling? Is that coloring? Is that painting? Is it art? Is it music? Is it a boyfriend? Is it a girlfriend? Is it a husband? Is it a wife? What are things that actually fill your cup? And take action on those things. Slow down. You're doing fine. Healing is the journey, is the destination. Spiritual awakening is the destination. Trusting your intuition, I cannot wait to know that about you. Being okay to be alone, that's pretty powerful. Most amazing feeling. Forgiving yourself and forgiving who you were, go right ahead, honey. Not everyone's going to forgive you. Not everyone's going to be in your corner. A lot of people are going to remember who you were. And they're going to have that stamp on your forehead of who you were. But are you going to wash that stamp off and keep going with life? Like, okay. Or are you going to keep that stamp on your forehead as a daily reminder that's going to keep holding you back? I'm at a place where I've washed that stamp off my face. It may have happened in the last 48 hours. True. But I am finally fucking happy in my life. I'm happy as a mom. I'm happy as a friend. I'm happy as a lover. Makes me emotional because it's a genuine emotion. I have never have felt this kind of happiness before in my life. In my life. I'm just now 32 and really feeling what that is. What true, genuine friendships are. What unconditional love is. It's an amazing feeling, and I can't wait for you to get there. I cannot wait for you to thrive and blossom and be in that space with me where we can cry together, not out of sadness, but because we're just so overwhelmed with happiness. For the first time in my life, I can say that I feel safe. I feel protected. I feel loved. I feel joy. I'm not faking it anymore. I'm not faking it till I make it anymore. I am fucking there. And now I'm on this new journey. I'm on this new train. It's fucking amazing. It's amazing to feel happy. I felt like I just shed like an entire skin when I opened myself up to that happiness and joy. And I just can't wait for you to get there. Because you can get there. I believe in you. You're going to do great things. And I'll be in your corner the whole fucking time. Because that's my purpose. To be in your corner. To root you on. To help you break your own stigmas. Blessings to all.